Hey there, just come out here to going to do a job tomorrow at some friends of mine's house and need to trim these collards up. Thought I'd bring them a stack of collards. And I'm just going to pick some of these collards out of here now. Got my trusty Napa bucket here. Okay, that's enough of that. I'll deliver them to him in the morning when I get up there to put that tractor back together. Uh, got plenty. Actually, I probably won't give them all those. I'll probably give them about half of that. That's a lot of collards. But weather's been kind of crazy. It was cold out yesterday. Cold out this morning. It's probably in the 60s right now. Weather's been crazy. It's got a lot of bugs out here. Been eating the leaves on all my stuff. Wouldn't think I'd have bugs in the wintertime, but we got them. I still crazy. I see them little white moths flying around out here on a warm day. Try and keep them out of here, but gonna have them unless I poison every week. I'd rather not have to do that. Had heavy rain yesterday, light rain yesterday, heavy rain last night. Supposed to rain again tomorrow. These things get beat up pretty good when it's raining. Uh, on the right there, that's Brussels sprouts. No sprouts yet. Been eating the greens off of them. Keep them trimmed down off the ground. Left over here, that's the broccoli. It's looking pretty heavy all the way in the back there. That's kale. It's doing pretty good too. No broccoli heads yet. No Brussels sprouts yet, but hopefully we're too long. I think this coming week, after it rains this weekend, I'll throw some Red Devil dust out here. I'll dust all these things and probably put down some more fertilizer. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since I put fertilizer down. And try and keep them watered. Luckily, we've had a fair amount of rain. Keep these things growing. I got to pick the kale too. I'll probably freeze that. I'll take these leaves off the lower leaves off the broccoli and the Brussels sprouts, and throw them in, blanch them and throw them in the freezer in bags for later on. They do make a good green, and since all this stuff is related anyway, slightly different taste on stuff, but it's good. Brussels sprout leaves are tasty. All of it really is tasty, but you could sometimes I'll mix them together. I'll mix the Brussels sprouts with the broccoli and the kale, and sometimes with the collards, and just mix them all together like that. And I didn't plant turnips this year. If I had turnips, I'd do a bunch of turnip greens mixed in with them too. And I didn't plant mustard either. Maybe next year. Don't know yet. And another thing I didn't get planted this year that I was thinking about and just didn't get around to all this other mechanical work was beets, carrots, beets, rutabagas, all that. I really don't have a bunch of room out here to plant all that stuff. No, I say that, but I've only got, well, I got these 2 rows in the middle there I could have planted on. Well, 1.5 rows really. And this half a thing where I only planted half of the broccoli up to half of this section over here. And this stuff over here, it's got a lot of gravel in it. I shredded a bunch of stuff and been putting it down here over the last year with leaves and tree branches and whatever else I can, and then till it in with the rocks over here, the gravel, pebbles, to keep it a little bit more organic compound. When I did a soil test the first year we were here, which was last spring really, or last winter, I had a soil test done. Now everything looked pretty good except the organic content was really low. So I've been mixing whatever I can in here. Cut down stuff and run it through the chipper shredder and spread it out here and till it in when stuff's not planted. And it helped. The farther you go this way over towards where the trellis is there on the left, that's like the worst spot. Pretty much from where those old peppers are over to the trellis. At least up on this half isn't really good. Down the far half there it ain't bad, but where the kale is all the way down at the end, that's actually pretty good. I just tilled that this spring, and it did good down there. That's the one I had that butternut squash growing that was like 20 foot long, growing out of there. The one that I knew it was a squash, but I dug it out of the compost pile and put it over there because I didn't know what kind of squash it was, and it grew like wildfire. Still got butternut squash in the house. Been eating them on a regular basis. The thing put out a lot off of a plant that was free. But that's my little garden. The only thing that peppers do good in here, tomatoes do absolutely horrible. And I've done the calcium and magnesium together, Epsom salt, fertilizer, kept them watered. They just, as soon as it hits about July, they just start turning brown and dying. The soil over there in the middle is where I planted them this year. Was like right over here with this row Collards is right here in front of us. This is where I planted tomatoes this year. They just, same thing. This soil really, you can water it and dig down 4 inches, and this just, I mean, you can saturate. You think you're saturating it, you can dig down 4 inches and it's not even wet. I mean, saturate, like really saturate, even after heavy rain. It's got a lot of silica in it, or sand over here. And like I said, I tried mixing organic compound in there. Collards are doing okay. They're not quite as big as I'd like them to be, but they're producing. Brussels sprouts don't have any sprouts yet, but the plants are growing. Keep trimming the leaves off of them, hoping they'll grow a little more vertical, but no sprouts yet. Broccoli should be fine. It took a while last year to have broccoli on there. Actually, broccoli flowers. But that's it. Appreciate it. If you guys will like my content, like, share, subscribe, all that. Appreciate it. I'm going to try and wash these up a little bit. I give them a preliminary rinse anyway. Let them wash them real good. I'll rinse the ones I'm going to keep, or wash the ones I'm going to keep before I blanch them and all that. And remember, you want to wash them like 3 times because you do get sand in on them and grit and dirt and whatever else. You don't want to be biting into, or anybody be biting into sand when they're eating it. So wash and rinse, wash and rinse, wash and rinse. All right, thank you.